Hey guys, welcome back to We Are Called. As you can see, we are outside today. It's quite a crisp morning here, even in the deep south, but it was so beautiful I wanted to get outside. So you can probably hear some wind noise going on, maybe even my wind chimes in the background, but I'm just enjoying the sunshine. So this week's video, I wanted to talk about the journey that a person takes from the time of their death to actually being recognized as a saint in the Catholic Church. Catholic media, as well as the general news outlets, have been all abuzz this week talking about Carlo Acutis, the 15-year-old Italian who has now been beatified. And it got me thinking, what exactly are the steps to becoming a saint in the Catholic Church? And I figured it may be a question that you might have as well. So today's video is going to explore how one becomes a saint and the process involved. So stay tuned, guys.
Blessed Carlo Acutis, the teenage crusader for Christ, was beatified in Assisi, Italy, earlier this month. Since then, there has been much talk about how the Catholic Church declares someone blessed and whether or not beatification is the same thing as sainthood. The process of being recognized as a saint by the Catholic Church is lengthy and takes years, but that was not always the case. Prior to the year 1234, there was no formal process of canonization within the Church. Martyrs and those recognized as holy were declared saints upon their deaths. Before Constantine made Christianity legal in the year 313, the tombs of martyrs were labeled as places for tribute. The anniversaries of their death were placed on the local church calendar. Once Christianity became legal, basilicas and shrines were erected over the tombs. In 1234, knowing that the Church needed a more concise way of declaring saints, Pope Gregory IX established a process by which the candidate for sainthood's life would be investigated, along with the alleged miracle attributed to them. Pope Sixtus V, in 1588, instituted the Congregation of Rites, known today as the Congregation for the Causes of the Saints. Their job was to oversee the entire process. Various popes have revised and improved the canonization process accordingly, down through the ages, bringing us to the current process we use today. Canonization does not begin until 5 years after death. This process is known as a cause. The reason it takes 5 years to begin is so that the Church may verify if the candidate does in fact receive a widespread reputation of holiness and intercessory prayer. It is at this point, should the candidate be verified, they proceed to the second stage and are respectively known under the title of Servant of God. The bishop of the diocese has the responsibility of opening the case. This is the diocese where the servant of God died. A tribunal consisting of appointed church officials are then tasked in gathering evidence for and against the canonization. It is at this point that any writings left behind by the servant of God are examined to make sure that they are free from any error of moral teaching concerning the Church. Any testimonies of witness is then taken at this time as well. The second step towards canonization involves the Congregation for Causes of Saints in Rome. The congregation must review all evidence presented on the servant of God. If they find the candidate worthy, the Pope is then notified of the individual's martyrdom or extraordinary heroic virtue. The congregation must issue the decree of either martyrdom or of heroic virtue. The servant of God is then elevated in title to venerable. If the servant of God has been declared a martyr, then they may be beatified and thus declared blessed. If instead the servant of God is found to have lived an heroically virtuous life, it must be proven that one miracle has taken place through the intercession of the venerable servant of God. Should this be proven, then they are elevated to the title of blessed. A tribunal is assembled within the diocese of the alleged miracle, so to gather all the evidence possible concerning the miracle. The tribunal must come to the conclusion, with the help of medical professionals, that there is no scientific explanation for the healing that took place. In addition, the Congregation for Causes of Saints consults with other theological experts to verify the intercession of the venerable servant of God was requested. The Pope is presented with the congregation's findings, and he alone may declare the event as a true miracle. It is then that the venerable servant of God may be beatified. Upon being declared as blessed, public veneration is permitted by the Pope, but only in the diocese or country or religious community to which the blessed belonged. Additionally, the Vatican Congregation for Divine Worship may grant permission to dedicate churches to the blessed, should they be desired by the faithful. The final step, canonization, may be declared if one miracle was granted through the intercession of the blessed after the date of his or her beatification. The Pope will then canonize the individual, and they will be declared a saint. A saint is then venerated by the Universal Church and recognized as a powerful intercessor and model for imitation for all. Keep in mind that Catholics do not worship the saints, but rather venerate them, recognizing that as their spiritual brothers or sisters, they may help to bring their prayers to God alongside the faithful on earth.
That's a wrap, guys. I hope that you were able to learn a few facts here and there, kind of answer some of those questions you may have had as to how does one become a saint. And don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We do post a video every single week. And until then, guys, blessings to you and yours.